Good evening, everybody. This is Steve Fletcher with the Trumpet for My People. Today is December 9th, 2018, and I have a very exciting piece of information to share with you tonight that coincides with what I have been sharing about December 31st, Kislev 24. And what I'm going to share with you right now comes from the Facebook page of TW Tram. Now, this is an incredible article that I'm going to read through for you, and I will leave the link to his page, and does great research and documentation of the messages that he shares, and you can get all of that information on his Facebook page and through the links that I will share with you in the description box. So I'm going to share this with you now. TW Tram, December 31st is a doubly significant date in 2018. In addition to marking the end of the Gregorian year, the last day of December also corresponds to the biblical date of Kislev 24, or Hanukkah Eve. It's interesting that Hanukkah, also called the Feast of Dedication, corresponds to the 365th day of the Gregorian calendar, because Enoch, whose name in Hebrew means dedication, was supernaturally taken up to be with God at the age of 365. Enoch is considered to be a type of the church, and his age at the time of his rapture is thought to be an allusion to the 365-day solar year upon which the Gregorian calendar is based. Central to the Hanukkah festival is the miracle of the oil, in which a small amount of oil, enough to keep the menorah lit for only one night, miraculously lasts for 8 days. The theme of having enough oil to keep the flame lit is echoed in Matthew's parable of the virgins, in which 10 virgins, 5 foolish and 5 wise, need oil for their lamps in order to go out to meet the bridegroom. The parable begins with all of the virgins going out to meet the groom. When he doesn't appear immediately, however, they became drowsy and fall asleep. Then, at midnight, a cry rings out, "Here's the bridegroom. Come out to meet him." The virgins awake to light their lamps, but only 5 of them, the wise, have enough oil to keep the flame lit. While the foolish virgins rush out to find some oil, the bridegroom appears and ushers the wise into the wedding, leaving the others behind. That midnight is the time of the bridegroom's coming is noteworthy because New Year's Eve, coinciding with Hanukkah Eve in 2018, is the one day of the year on which virtually every person, be they foolish or wise, is focused on midnight. Additionally, both holidays occur within days of the winter solstice, December 21st. When we divide the year into halves at the spring and autumn equinoxes, December 21st marks the exact center point, or midnight, of the dark half or nighttime portion of the year. Jesus says, "It will be good for those servants whose master finds them ready, even if he comes in the middle of the night." When we divide the year into 4 watches at the point of the equinoxes and solstices, December 21st marks the end of the 3rd or 4th watch, depending on whether one begins the year in January, the Gregorian calendar, or spring, the biblical calendar. And if he shall come in the 3rd watch and find them so, blessed are those servants. And in the 4th watch of the night, Jesus went unto them. Matthew 14:25. Interestingly, this year's winter solstice marks exactly 70 years, 7 months, and 7 days since the May 14th, 1948 rebirth of Israel. Coincidence? As the rabbis like to say, there is no Hebrew word for coincidence. Yet another noteworthy Kislev Hanukkah connection is found in Haggai chapter 2, where the Lord implores us to give careful thought to the 24th day of the 9th month, Hanukkah Eve, and associates this date with a shaking of the heavens and the earth. From this day on, from this 24th day of the 9th month, give careful thought to the day when the foundation of the Lord's temple was laid. Give careful thought. The word of the Lord came to Haggai a second time on the 24th day of the month. Tell Zerubbabel, governor of Judah, that I am going to shake the heavens and the earth. I will overturn royal thrones, shatter the power of the foreign kingdoms. I will overthrow chariots and their drivers, horses and their riders will fall, each by the sword of his brother. On that day, declares the Lord Almighty, I will take you, my servant Zerubbabel, and I will make you like my signet ring, for I have chosen you. Haggai chapter 2, 18 and 20 through 23. John chapter 10 places Jesus at the temple on Hanukkah. Then came the festival of dedication at Jerusalem. It was winter, and Jesus was in the temple courts, walking in Solomon's colonnade. John 10, 22 and 23. In John chapter 4, it's during the month of Kislev, December, that the Lord surveys the spiritual field, representing humanity, and determines that it's ripe for harvest. You have a saying, he said, 4 months until spring and then the harvest. But I tell you, take a good look at the fields. The crops are now ripe and ready to be harvested. John 4:35. Kislev December is associated with milestone events related to the Jews' possession of the Holy Land and Jerusalem. In Daniel 9, it is the Jews' return to Jerusalem that sets in motion the prophetic clock, or countdown of weeks to Messiah. From the time the word goes out to restore, to return to, and rebuild Jerusalem until Messiah the ruler comes, there will be 7 sevens and 62 sevens. Finally, Jesus says that at the time of his coming, people will be eating, drinking, buying, selling, planting, building, and marrying. The New Year's Hanukkah season, occurring in the midst of winter, is when people worldwide are partying, eating and drinking, giving gifts, buying and selling, as at no other time of year. At the same time, it's the height of summer in the southern hemisphere, prime time for planting, building, and marrying. Could the month of Kislev, corresponding to the end of the year on the calendar observed by most Christians, mark the end of the church age? With so many signs and timelines converging, one would have to be a foolish virgin to dismiss the possibility. On the other hand, a Kislev rapture is not a certainty, because date alignments and typologies do not necessarily equate to rapture timing revelation. No one knows the date, so keep watch. Under his article on Facebook, there are many notes, and it talks about the difference in the calendars and other notes that I will share with you. You can check. I will leave all these notes in the description box, and I will leave the link for you to T.W. Tram's Facebook page and this specific article by T.W. Tram on Facebook. So much of what he is sharing, I have already shared on my channel about the connection between Enoch, the midnight hour, December 31st, Kislev 24, and about the change of the calendars based on the extra month that leads us to Kislev 24 on December 31st. So this is an amazing article that corresponds to everything that I have been sharing about December 31st. And I wanted to share this with you to let you know that I am not alone in what I'm sharing, what I'm seeing, what I am believing to be that could be the end marker, the end of 2018, as God's prophetic year, that 2019 will be the time of the tribulation, and the midnight hour corresponding to the time of the 10 virgins, when they go out to meet him at midnight. The wise virgins who are watching will go into the wedding, and the foolish virgins who write off. Such a great possibility, such an amazing convergence of signs, and the foolish virgins are writing off this possibility. But here we have this amazing conjunction of signs. Could it be the time of our departure, the very end of 2018, prophetic year 2018? I leave with this with you in the love of Jesus Christ. I am anxiously looking forward to the day that Jesus is going to be coming for his bride, and I have believed from the very beginning that the Lord would allow me to be a part of those who understood the timing of his coming. Ever since I received my sign 6 years ago, we are 3 days away right now from December 12th, 2018, the 6-year anniversary of my sign. And this year on December 12th, 2018, we have a perihelion event of Comet 46P Wirtman. And that is going to be at perihelion on December 12th. It's going to be closest to Earth on December 16th. And this may be a naked eye comet. That would be an amazing sight as a sign just days before the return of Jesus Christ. So I share this with you. I pray everyone is blessed tonight. We'll leave all the links and the notes for you in the description box. God bless.